Welcome, everybody. Today we have Michael Glick, who is an executive with BottomLine Savings. Michael, welcome to the call.
Thank you very much.
So this is an important call. I really want every company to have a chance to listen to this one. Um, I want to get this straight. The government is reimbursing every business, up to 26,000 for every W-2 employee that they were paying during COVID. But the average is around 8 to 10,000. And you don't want to have somebody who just tries to push the maximum because that's a good way to have it rejected, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the Employee Retention Credit Program, it comes out of the CARES Act, the same as the Payroll Protection Program. And originally, you could only have one or the other, either PPP or ERC. But when Biden came in, his administration made major changes in 2021, really opening up this program to almost all businesses. And if you took PPP previously, or if you were an essential business, you can still qualify. And yes, it's up to about $26,000 per employee. The average is about 8 to 10,000 based upon the factors of your business.
Right. And so if somebody's just like, let's just apply for 26, that could end up causing you to not actually get what you're looking for. So you want to work with people who understand the rules and help you get your maximum reimbursement for the money that you put out during COVID, but not, push it to where, you shoot yourself in the foot, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real program that requires a careful, detailed analysis. And there are several factors that come into play to understanding exactly what a business will qualify for. And it's super important that you're choosing a reputable firm that is not promising you the most, but promising you exactly what you qualify for. And to make sure that it's done absolutely legally, ethically, and conservatively to avoid any possible future audit.
Right. So this is something that the franchise, if you're listening, if your franchise company, corporate can apply for it. The franchisees that meet these requirements can all apply for it. Or really anybody listening who, you guys work with people who have at least five W-2 employees that they were paying during that time, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. The program is meant for five W-2 all the way up to 500 W-2. And it's really any business that either had a specific revenue decrease during the time period, or had to make changes due to government orders. And again, any business with W-2 employees can be eligible for this, assuming they meet those two criteria.
Mhm. And is there any other confusion around this program that people have experienced why they haven't applied for it or whatever? Because it's really just reimbursing you for the losses that you went through. It's what it is. Is there any confusion that you found people that haven't applied for it yet, or maybe they don't even know it exists?
Yeah, so less and less people don't know about the program because there's a lot of information out there. But along with this information, there's a lot of misconceptions. There's also a lot of CPAs, and accountants that are advising clients that they don't qualify because they don't have the necessary revenue decrease. And that happens either because one, they're not aware of the change in legislation. The goal of the Biden administration was to say, let's get as much stimulus into the hands of business owners as possible to help them recover from the pandemic, right? But it's either they don't know about the change in legislation or they might be uncomfortable with the subjective nature of the new qualifier. The new qualification based on change in operations due to government orders is based upon the facts and circumstances of how a business had a more than nominal change to their operation due to government orders. And it's our job to make sure that a client understands exactly how they qualify due to this change in operations.
Right. And so you actually have some pretty big clients that you've done this for. I know you've done this for other franchise companies, but you've also had some pretty big name people that are working with you and telling people about it on your behalf.
Sure. So listen, our history, we started in 2009 in New York City. We're now in Miami, Florida. Our original focus was on Fortune 500, 1,000 companies, some of the biggest companies in the world. And we helped them with all areas of government aid, tax recovery work, and cost savings analysis. But in early 21, we found ERC. It represented a great opportunity to help small businesses. We're just under 40,000 businesses that we have submitted for and filed for. We have recovered a little over 6 billion in ERC refunds for our clients. And at the same time, we have brought on some really major partners that have helped us spread this word about, our motto is to help American businesses reinvest in themselves. So, recently, such as Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, as well as Tony Robbins, and lots of other great people that are helping us put this word out. And our mission is to reach as many businesses as possible.
Right. And you didn't think you could find anybody bigger than those guys until you met me.
Exactly, Lance. You're the difference maker. We love it.
Huh. All right. So, what is the sorry. So what is the timeline that it takes to do this, file this, and actually get a return?
Yeah. So, once you get to us, right? And I know
Mm,
Lance could be sharing a link, very simple. You go onto the link, it has a tremendous amount of information about ERC and bottom line. You're signing up for a call with one of our expert advisors. The call is free. It takes, 10 to 15 minutes. It's all in an effort to understand your business and how you would qualify. Once you sign on with us, it takes us anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks to collect your documentation. We submit to the IRS. The IRS takes about 3 to 6 months to process, and then they send you funds directly to you. Our entire process is done on a contingency fee basis. There's absolutely no cost out of pocket, and we don't get paid until you get your funds from the IRS. So it's a very simple process, but it's a very detailed process, and we must collect the correct information as it's a serious IRS
mm.
file.
Right. So your total time frame might be 5 to 7 months
To
to
receive
apply.
yeah, mostly because of the delays with the IRS. They are, processing thousands, if not millions of these, ERC filing requests.
Right. And is there anything that people can do on their side to kind of speed up the process, that initial part?
Yeah, once you sign on with us, we're going to provide you with a portal and an onboarding specialist that's going to help you through the process. The sooner we get the documentation, it's not really challenging. A simple questionnaire that we provide for you, your 941 payroll tax returns, your payroll journals for the quarters that we're looking at, your revenue reporting for 19, 20, and 21. Pretty simple. It's about an hour total of work, maybe sometimes a lot less if you have everything available to you on maybe your payroll specialist dashboard. So again, the quicker we get that information, the quicker we get it back to you and we get it submitted to the IRS.
Right. So 5 W-2 employees during COVID. This is contingency, so people are going out of pocket, not out of pocket in any way, for you to help them. Basically, around 5 to 7 months, they could get their refund, and that
Yep.
refund is on average 8 to 10,000 per W-2 employee, but up to 26,000, and that's from 5 to 500 W-2 employees.
Yep,
Correct?
absolutely. Yeah, and listen, almost 85% of all businesses out there will qualify. Of course, we have to make sure they do qualify. But there's really no limit on this as far as, your business and how you were affected in some way negatively due to the COVID, pandemic.
And what's the cutoff date for this?
So we can file for 2020. There are three quarters 2, 3, and 4, up until April of 2024. And we can file for 2021. There are three quarters, 1, 2, and 3, 1 and 2 being the most prevalent. Quarter 3 is only done on a revenue decrease perspective, as most of the government orders were lifted by the time we got to the end of that second quarter. But again, 2025, April of 2025, we can file for 2021. So there's about a little less than a year for 20 and a little less than 2 years for 2021.
Excellent. Well, just like Michael said, right next to the video, you can see a link there. If you go there, get signed up. It's about an hour's worth of work, and they can get started on processing this for you. I just thought that this was a great way to help people put that money back in their business that they had lost due to COVID. It's out there. If you don't apply for it, you're not going to get it. So it seems like a great way to have some capital to reinvest in your company. Anything else you'd like to add, Michael?
No, again, if you have any questions or trepidations or confusion about that is the purpose of the call with the advisor to really answer any of those questions. And again, this is something as a business owner you are entitled to. The Biden administration made it very clear that business owners can get these funds on just to kind of bring up the announcement they made on January 26th of 2021. The first line couldn't sum it up any better. The Internal Revenue Service urges all businesses to take advantage of the newly expanded employee retention credit, making it much easier for all businesses to qualify. Not my words, the words from the IRS directly. If you haven't looked into this, absolutely 100% you should. This is a payroll refund, never needs to be paid back. There are no restrictions on how you can use the funds.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Michael. I just appreciate you taking the time to help everybody and help all the listeners.
That's
Thank you again.
absolutely. Thank you.